appear in court on Friday. By the way, Friday night I'll be on the Scott Horton show. She's supposed to be in court then. She probably will not appear. She doesn't want to face her victims, you know. She'll probably appear through because of the virus, whatever. Anyway, I'm letting people trickle in. Chat if you need to or want to ask a question. There's a link in the sidebar. And without further ado, I'm going to play a little bit of maybe I'll play the whole thing. I don't know. What happened was they were 15 minutes late, so I went on to other things. And then during the second hour, they called me on Zoom. So I got on for about 45 minutes. And that's up on Tinfoil Hat, Subscribestar, and it's also on report.com. And I'm going to play a bit for you now. Know that this was right after she got arrested, so this was a show. Here you go. Have fun.
For names now. I think they look for names.
Yeah, yeah, don't say it.
I must say, please welcome Rai from Tokyo.
There you go.
How are you?
Not bad, man. Long time no see. It's really good news. Really bad personal news for me, but really good news for the world. I got Oven from Patreon, so I'm a Patreon refugee now.
Have you ever tried Subscribestar?
Not available in Japan. Yep.
I'm not getting it.
Yep.
Is there a way to set it up here, and then you could grab the money there and upload here, and then go over there?
There's probably a way to do that. Just an address in the U.S. and a bank in the U.S. and all that jazz and set it up. But I think I'll be all right doing it through my website.
Dude, people been offering to build me a paywall, and I've been thinking pretty hard about it.
Dude, Alex Jones runs it. He does everything through his website.
By the way, did you guys hear that? We got a shout out by Bishop Larry Gators on Alex Jones. So when he says he really loves us, he really loves us.
Twice.
He's not just using us.
He dropped it early and later in the show.
I just want him to say, brother Alex Jones. So, Ryan, thanks for joining
me.
Well, Ryan, you like to do your own thing. You're your own Ronin, brother. You do it your own way and your own style, and it is what it is, and that is the path that you have chosen. No teams. See, I'm hearing like a okay.
I'm cool with cooperating with people. It's just old Melonhead and I don't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. I don't blame Clockwork Elves and interdimensional EMT, whatever. I actually talk about real people and names. So. No teams, no lords, no masters. Here we go. We're having here we go. Let's see if we can stop it. Yeah, if you want a paywall, I got some people who can actually do it instead of just talking about it.
Good.
No, I'll talk to you about that. I'm thinking about doing it, dude. I mean,
you're gonna need to be as independent as possible because all these platforms are kicking everyone for anything. Like your joke about having a Mexican, they'd be like, "Oh, it's not woke."
Oh, dude, you don't even know what we've said so far on this podcast. I pissed off everybody. I'm gonna start. So please welcome Rai from Tokyo. How are you, brother?
In Osaka, but close enough.
Hey, to Americans, it's all China. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
So welcome. So we had talked earlier. Your Patreon got taken down. Man, it sucks because they just are trying to.
And by the end of it, I think I captured about a third of their audience. It's like, you know what? That makes what Rice said made a lot of sense. I hadn't thought about it like that. It's like, all you have to do is talk people out of their opinions. Give them better evidence, and they'll change their minds. Some of them will.
If you disagree with somebody, you should be able to have the debate. And if what you believe and you have real confidence in what you're saying, you should be able to talk about anything. If what you're saying is so right, it should be able to hold up against criticism. When you stop discussion, there's something there you don't want people to look at.
They make things taboo, and that actually makes people assume that, to there. When you have a topic, and I won't give an example, but everybody will know what I'm talking about, where straying from officialdom will get you put in jail. That adds doubt rather than clarity, right? Because if you make it so that another side isn't even allowed to say what he thinks, then people are going to assume, oh, you're censoring this because you have no argument, even if you do have an argument. That's why it's really bad to not allow disagreement. But it's getting, the woke culture is getting like that on a lot of different topics, whether it's historical events or global warming or conspiracy theories or whatever. You just aren't allowed to disagree with them. But I'm telling people, if you don't have dialogue about these things, you're not changing anybody's mind. You're making them assume, well, I have to be right because they're scared to talk to me. That's what they think.
And eventually it catches up with them because, real dialogue, real truth. And on top of that, humans are flawed. And people make mistakes. And it's very easy to go after people you don't like. And everybody loves a witch hunt until you're the witch. And then all of a sudden you're running around blaming everybody for your problems, man. It's like people make mistakes. And we'll get into that because I'm at the end of that. But I really wanted to have you on to talk about...
I was saying one thing before we get into the Epstein stuff. I will say that this is what happened when nobody was allowed to defend the toppling of Confederate statues, for example. No one could give a nuanced view of the Civil War, being just like, shut up, whatever. And so because it didn't stop there, the front line just kept moving until the founding fathers, Christopher Columbus, any statue of anything is now being ruined, and not just in the United States, across the world. That's why you should have, even if you weren't going to defend it, you should have allowed other people to speak up without just bashing them and just in a dismissive way, being like, oh, if you're defending Robert E. Lee, then you're pro-slavery and a racist, blah, blah. I mean, that's such a position, but that's exactly what happened. And so now we have Jefferson, who ended the transatlantic trade, his statue being toppled. I'm waiting for Antifa to say, let's burn the Constitution and the Bill of Rights because they were both written by slave owners. It's getting so ridiculous, and it's because no dialogue is allowed. And it's sort of that old adage, the first they came for X and they came for Y. Wait, right? So let people stand up for themselves without yelling Nazi and throwing the microphone out the window.
Well, because what people don't realize, they don't investigate what they're getting themselves into. Did a whole thing on BLM and the Marxism and what their actual mission statement is. And they don't listen. They just march blindly, okay? And when you have white women yelling at black cops about the fucking patriarchy, you are in bizarro land. You are the mayor of Clown Town, okay? It just makes no sense. The only place I want to see white chicks yelling at a bunch of black cops is on darkfart.com. That's an interracial gangbang. Okay? That's the only place I want to see that. I have seen that, and it's a pretty great video.
All right.
So
it does seem to be like far left white liberals that are the ones that are most militant about this. Ted, again, the Unabomber, he